Hello and welcome back to the channel with another unboxing today. This is the Airfix Club 2026 kit and famous red box. A bit of a longer one, there's a couple of bits in there as well as the kit. There's the two kits included in here, a couple of other bits as well. Might be a bit longer than last year. The last one I've done and longer than last year's club kit would have been if I uploaded that, but it's cracked straight on. So, you know, standard red box, same sprue printing all over, nothing much to it. Airfix Club there on the front. Bit of damage to the box, but you know, that's not a bother to me. And open it up to the club kit for this year. So I'm going to set that to the side for now. We'll come back to that in a bit. So, what have we got inside other than the club kit? There is the assembly required Airfix tag you get every year. This year with, I'm going to butcher this, but Viggen 100. I've probably butchered that. Is the Swedish Air Force. I think it's their display team. It's the 100th anniversary this year, so the Swedish Air Force 100th anniversary this year. So, yeah. As well as that, we have the door hanger. Dual-sided door hanger there. The obligatory flying hours passport. I'll explain more about this in a future video, how that works, what you do with it. The Airfix stickers seem slightly different. So I didn't get one last year, but I got one the year before. They do seem slightly different. These ones are a bit damaged. A couple of very small cracks in there, but nothing much. It's a problem. The Airfix Club badge for 2026 year on it. And then a lovely poster. That's not got anything important on it, has it? No, good. So yeah, it's a single-sided A4 poster for the Swedish Air Force. So 100 years from 1926 to 2026. So, then in here is just a letter, just detailing what you get in the box. So yeah, there's twin model kit, stickers, flying hour passport, the poster, the key ring, pin badge, and the door hanger. As well as that, you get 10% off in the Airfix store online, and you get as well a calendar, which is not included in the box. I will grab my one from 2024 if I can find it. Is that it? That's the one. That is not it, never mind. Where's the calendar gone? Bear with me, guys. I will grab that. So this is the one from last year, or from the year before last. I had the D-Day box in. So yeah, just a calendar. It's got, you know, pictures of people's kits on there. It's simple, but yeah, I think mine came a bit later than the main boxing. Well, Blast got it, so I think that'll come a bit later as well. And then you also get magazines. I think it's every quarter. Yeah, so you get one of them every quarter, and then yeah, that's everything in that respect. I suppose we best get on with the main event, which is the well-famed club kit. So this is the club kit for this year. It is a twin kit. I've seen in the past with some kits, like the D-Day boxing. Last year was a single boxing, but the year before that was double boxing for D-Day with a Hawker Typhoon and a Spitfire Mark 19, I want to say. This year it is a Saab 37 Viggen and a de Havilland SK11A, which is the Swedish-built de Havilland Tiger Moth, for those who are familiar with that. So, iron knife, and crack this open. Take a look. So, this is going to be a discussion to have regarding the Saab. Because from what I've seen online, I haven't paid much attention to it, so I'll see it in person. But from what I have seen online, the Saab, this is a different knife, that one will do. The Saab seems to be quite an old tooling, so we'll take a look at that. Not only an old tooling, but an inaccurate tooling as well, which I think is quite a shame. Yes, before we do that, we'll have a look at the side of the box. So, I have both the schemes marked on here, so what they are. It's got their different markings on here, marking options, the scale, the size. And here we have skill level, so that's the new style of skill level from Airfix. Typically, they used to come in a 1, 2, 3, or 4, and now they've got it on just a little detail, but a nice one like that. And then you've got all your paint colour callouts there, not included, should know that. Other edge is just some warnings and bits. Cartograph decal, that's always nice to see. So that's the Airfix Club there. No flying hour But on this, obviously it's the club kits, they won't give you a free one. Made in India, and a Saab logo on there as well. So the short edges do just seem to be the same sort of information. Yeah, on both sides. No difference in them whatsoever. So, spin this around and crack on. Actually get it open, seems to be a bit bent, the box is a bit bent, yeah. But, oh well. Right, so, that is the... I thought that was green, that's good to note. I did originally think that was green in the Instagram post that Airfix put up, but that is my camera just failing me. So we've got that in there, in that bright yellow, which I think is going to be interesting to paint over, but we'll see. Then we have the... Oh yeah, I can already see it's quite an old tooling. Oh god. Right, we have that in there, the Saab, Viggen. So I'll put them to the side for now, and we will get on with the instructions. That plastic crinkling probably cut out all my audio there, but oh well. So, first of all, decal sheet, cartograph, so they're going to be good, let's be honest. Anyone that knows kits will know cartograph is the best out there for decals in my opinion, or well, they're not people's opinions. So all for the Viggen there, the ghosts, the logos, a couple bits for the de Havilland Moth, Tiger Moth as well. There's a mosquito then. That should be coming out on the channel soon actually, as a mosquito, but anyways, right, leave that to the side. So, instructions. Now, surefire way to tell this is a vintage kit. So look at the instructions. So this is, I can tell you this is the Tiger Moth. This is, I've built one of these before. It's actually in the works, but yeah, simple little kit, nothing much to it. This is quite an old kit now. I did quite some time ago, but it's sort of still in the works. No, I never got around to finishing it, so I'm probably gonna redo it and yeah, overall simple little kit, not much to it. So a biplane, I'll probably do some rigging and stuff on it. Yeah, separate engine, that's always nice. Just that little bit makes painting a little bit easier. Yes, I do like how Airfix does this, because they have their struts individually picked out. So they have those there. You put them in as a single part with the little braces on there. Then once you've done and you've painted everything, you can clip those bits out and then touch up the paint, which is a nice way to get them more stable. I find that a lot of people, me included, do struggle with things like that. And then rigging diagrams, this is what I like to see. So there's a rig in there, supports for the wings, and then also I believe that's a fuel line, if I'm not mistaken. So there's a fuel tank, so I believe that'll be a fuel line. I'm not that educated on the Tiger Moth, but I am somewhat there. Oh, that's interesting. It actually has two separate covers. I'll see that before. Yeah, and there's the painting instructions there. Very nice. I do like this scheme. Yes, it's got, you know, the green, the yellow, and the red all coming together. Very nice. Very nice, that colours. Yep, I was definitely correct. I can tell this is an old kit purely because of the way the instructions are laid out. This looks, if I had to estimate, I'd say 1970s. I want to say 72, but much better with me on that. Might be wrong on that. So yeah, definitely an old kit. Definitely would definitely be a vintage classic by now. Suppose we'll see when we have a look at the parts, see what that's like. So yeah, it's a lot shorter than the Tiger Moth, only 7 steps to it. But yeah, that beautiful all over red with interesting to know. So they seem to have had some bits done with this. So there's most of it's fine. The only thing I have to note with this is it's not the correct version of the kit. Is that, God damn, that's just a wrinkle. That's just a wrinkle. Okay, we're good. Thought we'd cut down the centre, I'm about to say. But, yeah, so it says here, centre line tank is not included. Don't know if you can read that or not, but yeah, so it basically says centre line tank isn't included. If you want to download the file to 3D print the tank there at that address in the members area. I think it's quite a shame that they've not done that. I get not retooling it, but you know, yeah, this is dates to 2000 and the Scania wing. Yeah, very nice, all over red with a black nose. Nice aircraft, beautiful aircraft. It's just a shame that they've done it like that with an old tooling. So I suppose best to get on with the actual kit. So I'll do the Tiger Moth first, as was in the instructions. Then I'll move on to the Saab Viggen. So once again, I've not done any of these opens. This is a first look for me as well. Where's my knife? There it is. So this is the first look for me. The Tiger Moth is more familiar to me because I have built it before, but I have not even seen the Saab Viggen until this date. You know, it was tooled before I was born. So right, look at these in this. Personally, I think god awful yellow, but to each their own. I don't know why they do that, put it in that colour, but yeah. So first we'll look at the clear parts, I can get them out of the way. Only two small parts there, very nice. Can't see any issues with them. Can't see any scratching or anything, they do look quite nice. So yeah, get them down there and we'll look at the main kit. So yeah, tooled in this yellow. Recessed panel line, so yeah, definitely more modern kit. Yeah, everything's tooled up to scratch. I can't pick any faults with it. Little tiny bits of flash here and there, but nothing to pick at. Yeah, that's the. We've got second piece of the fuselage. Got a little bit of internal detail. Does look alright. Nothing much to look at though, because most of it was fabric doped. So there's a look at those braces that I was on about earlier with the centre piece. Attach them. We've also got very little arrows on them that show you which direction they're going. Great design by Airfix. I'm not sure which designer designed this kit, but absolute praise to him. Done an amazing job. So the wings are they single piece wings? They're single piece wings. I completely forgot about that from the other one. Pilots included. Always very nice to see. The pilots included, but no display stand, as is Airfix tradition. So you know, wheels. They're cockpit panels for the controls, landing gear, a couple of little panels, bits for the doors. Overall, very nice little kit. Be quick to build up, but it'll be a nice quick one from here, I'm sure. Right, now on to this. Don't know what to say about it other than what to say when we get it open. So. I think this would have originally come with a display stand, so I'll take a look. I'll be able to tell you if it does, because if it does, then it will be compatible with the old style Airfix stands. Actually, I'm going to check on the Tiger Moth quickly while I'm thinking about it, whether it comes with the old style stands or whether it can come with them. No, it cannot. So there's usually a little slot carved out in the bottom of the fuselage there that you can then cut out and do, which is marked out for their display stands, which you can still buy. But the only design for the Vintage Classic ones now, I wish they would design the Vintage Classic display stands back into modern kits, because a lot of companies don't sell display stands anymore, and if they do, they're ridiculously expensive for like one. So I know Hella sells display stands, but they are not priced that well. So that is, wow, okay, that is new. Incredibly rough sprue there. So what happened there? But yeah, so standard jet. So raised panel lines, yep. That is something. Raised panel lines on a. This is like Revell level of bad in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, I love Airfix to bits, but yeah, this is not great. So yeah, details is alright. It's just those panel lines that are really getting my goat with this. Same issue with the sprue. It is really rough sprue there. Don't know why. That must be the old tooling or something. It seems like part of the sprue is actually snapped off, but I can't see it anywhere in the pile or in the bag or anything. So yeah. Yeah, so there's the other half of the fuselage. See how they potentially see if they can fit together. No, they can't. There's a bit of sprue that gets in the way. But yeah, we'll see how they fit together. But either way, right, on to some of the other parts. So let's see. So it seems to be this sprue, which is all the weapons, and there's a couple of panels on there. There seems to be mostly panels. So I'm not very inclined on the Saab Viggen, so you know. It's not my area of expertise, but yeah, so it seems to be nose gear there, and then the rear gear there. Ooh, cockpit. overall, yeah, it is a nice kit, but I can't get over why Airfix would do that. Injection pin marks all over the place, as is typical of kit that vintage. Yeah, don't know what to say about this really. So there seems to be all the weapons there. I probably wouldn't include them because I couldn't be bothered to go and do that all. You know, I'll tend to just chuck them in my spares box, and if I decide I want them for a diorama or something, I'll use them. I am going to open these ones purely because I do want to see what is up with these, because vintage clear parts can sometimes be quite an issue. I do want to properly check these. But you know what? They look alright, they do. So if I get a cotton bud and just show you, you can actually see really quite clearly through them. There's not much distortion to it at all. There's a little bit, obviously, I would expect for anything that's clear, but there is quite a nice level of thing to them. I think I'll just put a bit of a mark on there, but no scratching, no nothing. You can do it on both sides. You know, both parts are completely clear. I am quite impressed actually on that. Bit of roughness along the edge of the cockpit, but nothing to complain about in that respect. I'm quite pleased with them actually. I thought they'd be a bit worse. No, I am quite pleased with them. So, that is the Airfix Club kit for this year. So, what's my thoughts on it? I think my thoughts on this kit as a whole is very interesting. The Tiger Moth, beautiful kit, beautiful scheme. I think they do 1 in 1/48 as well. I was going to buy it actually, but I decided against it because I knew about this club kit. Did it in 1/72. Yeah, as for this, as a lot of other people have shared their views on, I just don't get why Airfix would do it. Doesn't make any sense to me. Why you would put such an old tooling in not only an Airfix kit, but an Airfix club kit that you are paying effectively a privilege to get. I mean, don't get me wrong, it would cost about the same anyway to buy it. You know, between the two kits, but yeah, you know that'd go for, you know, what, 10 quid nowadays. That Tiger Moth does not make up for that. Everything else by all means does, but you know, yeah. So that's my views on that. What we at, 17? You know, I've got a bit of time to kill. While I'm waiting for this to kill some time, I will go over the flying hours passport. I've got time to do it, so why not? Let me get the box out and I'll get the passport out. Here's it. I'll have to go find an Airfix box that has one on it. Actually, I'll just get my thing out. So, flying hours passport. What is it? Why do you want it? Well, every single Airfix kit comes with some of these flying hours. So I've got some, you know, that's from an old 80s box in. I've got one there. I've got a couple of old ones, mostly all new ones. I think, you know, they come in all different numbers, but keep these, even if you don't have a club kit, have the club just yet. Still keep your number. I collected them for about 1.5 years, 2 years before I got the club kit. Yes, basically what these do is you find on the box of almost every single Airfix kit. The only two that I can recall you don't find them on is the club kit and the supermarket boxings. That's the Lidl and Aldi £7 cheap boxings. The only two that I recall not getting them on. Yeah. With regards to what happens with these is once you do get the club kit and you get your flying hour passport, or once you're already in the club you can get another one, you can stick these on the inside of the passport. So there's a little gap there. That is not a free one, I should note. That is just to show you where to put them for some reason. Can't figure out why would you need that. But yeah, so you stick them on there. Any flying hour works, so the old ones will still work. This one I had to email Airfix back, it's in half, but that still works. So that's still acceptable. I just have to put it in 2 parts. Yeah. Stick them in there. Only go up to the amount that you need for the kit, because you won't get any extra back. And then see on the back here is the flying hours guide. So every single Airfix kit, bear with me, this one might have one. has got a serial number. Not a serial number, yeah. So this one's A73018. Any Airfix kit that serial number starts A0 will have a flying hours series. So, for example, if you bear with me 2 seconds, I can go and grab one. This F4F has got a serial of A0207 Alpha. So, Alpha 0207 Alpha. What that means is this is a Series 2 kit. Compare that to something like the Supermarine Seafire in 148. That is Alpha 06102 Alpha. So that's Series 6. What that means is that takes up more flights for us to buy, or to get for free. So 16 is Series 1 or 2, 30 is Series 3 or 4, 40 is Series 5 or 6, and 60 is Series 7 to 9. Basically, get a free kit, send this off, put the kit down there, then put other kits that you might want if they're out of the first one in stock. They go in order of top to bottom. Then so you tick the preferred kit that you have. You can get multiple at once. So if you wanted two Series 2 kits, for example, you can put both of them down. As I say, the Jet Provost and the F4F Wildcat that I showed you a minute ago. Put them down there, tick both of them, and then they know that you want both of those. But yeah, that's basically how that works. Post this off, send with whatever. Like it says on here, it doesn't include gift or themed sets with paints and things. Yeah, and they send a new passport back as well with it, so you can keep doing that multiple times a year if you have enough. If, however, you don't want to join the Airfix Club, still collect these, because you can do something else with these. There's a wonderful charity. It's called Models for Heroes, and what they do is they supply model kits to veterans and serving members of the military, and likewise as a way of therapy. Getting back into stuff, and great charity. I love what they do. So you can donate to them. Complete kits as well, or paints or whatever. They work out of the UK. They supply models and tools and things to those in the UK, which I think is an amazing charity what they do. So yeah, by all means go and support them. Airfix credits them on some of their stuff. I think they actually have a check. Yes, they have it on the bottom of the door hanger here. So I'll show you their logo quickly. So that's gone a bit long now, but hold on. This will be fine. So yeah, bottom of the logo there you can see support Models for Heroes. That's their logo. Go and check them out online. Go give them a Google. Yeah, they accept complete kits. They don't accept part-built kits or second-hand kits that have been opened and stuff we put together and stuff, like paints or whatever. But yeah, go check them out. I think that is going to do it for this video. So that was the Airfix Club kit for 2026. Hope to see you in future videos where I will build that along with other unboxings and bits and pieces. Talk to you then.